Meet me after slashing your wrist, or at the end if you so insist. I'm persistent when told to cease and desist with this blasphemous shit.
I like men. Men like me. We like each other. I hate women. Women hate me. We hate each other. The only reason I couldn't be gay is because I could never fuck a man. Because I could never fuck something that I respect.
You wanted to see me, Mr. Weed?
Peter, we have a problem.
Mr. Griffin, I'm Gloria Ironbox. I represent one of your co-workers, Sarah Bennett. She's suing you and the company for sexual harassment.
Sarah.
Harassment.
Oh, she the one we videotaped taking a dump? Why, what happened?
Sexual harassment is a very serious charge,
Harassment.
Mr. Griffin.
All right, look, first of all, if I can speak in my own defense, all I did was tell a little joke. Second of all, women are not people. They are devices built by the Lord Jesus Christ for our entertainment.
Peter, please. Miss Ironbox, I assure you this company in no way condones Peter's conduct. In fact, a film on employee relations has been a mandatory part of our...
According to the Bible, he's not wrong, though, is he? I mean, didn't the Bible make Adam first and then Eve? It didn't say in the Bible that he always planned to make both of them, does it?
personnel training for 50 years.
Irrational and emotionally fragile by nature, female co-workers are a peculiar animal. They are very insecure about their appearance. Be sure to tell them how good they look.
Did you see the one on the left? Stop it. Why did they do that? Did you see the one on the left?
Condones Peter's conduct. In fact, a film on employee relations has been a mandatory part of our personnel training for 50 years.
Irrational and emotionally fragile by nature, female co-workers are a peculiar animal. They are very insecure about their appearance. Be sure to tell them how good they look every day, even if they're homely and unkempt. You're doing a great job, Muriel, and you're prettier than Mamie Van Doren. And remember, nothing says good job like a firm, open palm slap on the behind.
The other night, I couldn't sleep because I was thinking of shit I wished I'd written on a poster I saw at university 18 years ago. Now, picture that level of obsession and feel sorry for me. I went to college right here in Glasgow. I went to a place called Strathclyde University. I don't know if you're familiar with it. But yeah, Strathclyde University, some of you, as I say, know it. And it was quite common for people to write on posters. But the one that really got me, it was hung up in our student union. It was by the Women's Society. The Women's Society had put up this poster that said, up until 1870, it was legal for a man to beat his wife with a stick as long as it was no thicker than his thumb. And then under that, in big letters, it said, what's changed? Yes. That is the perfect level of scoffing, derisory laughter that poster deserves. I know it's supposed to make us take a long, hard look at ourselves, but it just makes you go, what a wanky poster. To this day, I regret not going up to that poster and going, it's no longer legal for a man to beat his wife with a stick that's no thicker than his thumb. There you go. 100% of what you've written has changed. That's pretty good. Between you and I, the clue was in the up until. Is there a series of these posters? I'll do the lot. Fuck it, while I'm here, yous can vote now as well. Let's see, what else? I could be here all day. You're allowed to own land now? That's a pretty good. Oh, here's a good one. You're allowed to go to university now, where you can form societies that hang up posters that make yous all look like dicks. And end mime. See, that's got to be thorough when you're being picky. It's just such a whingy, spoiled brat of a poster, though, isn't it? What's changed? Fucking everything! All right, I'll grant you we don't have 100% equality. There's a glass ceiling. There is still work to be done. The struggle goes on. Sisters. But to imply that we haven't moved on since 1870 is a fucking crock. You got sexual harassment laws and equal opportunity laws, divorce laws, the vote, all this, and it shits on the memory of the feminists who got us to this position. You know, women who made real sacrifices through the years to get us where we are today. I'm not talking about women who went around putting up posters in their student union. Oh, how very brave of you. I'm talking about women who chained themselves to factory gates for weeks on end for equal pay. Now, Emily Davison gave her life for the women's movement, threw herself under the king's horse to protest the fact that women didn't have the vote. Literally died for the women's movement. You gotta hope there's no afterlife, don't you? Just the idea of her looking down from above at a woman putting up a poster going, "What's changed?" You ungrateful bitch. Sorry you don't feel I did me bit, love. Let me down there. Come on, give me 5 minutes with her. Come on, just 5 minutes. I swear, I'll be straight back up, honestly. What's changed? I'm walking around up here with hoof prints on me so you could vote, you miserable bitch. I am gonna haunt your fucking ass. And you know what's really annoying? It was never legal for a man to beat his wife with a stick no thicker than his thumb. I don't mean I'm annoyed that was never legal. That's a good thing. We'd all be happy about that. But it makes the poster all the more irritating because it's based on a fallacy. How many people have heard that one before? That's where rule of thumb came from? Yes? A few of you? It's nonsense. It never happened, seriously. Rule of thumb comes from carpentry. And this notion that a man used to be able to beat his wife with a stick, it's an urban legend based on the fact that one judge in like the 1600s said women deserve a clout now and again, and if you want to use a stick, go ahead. I'm paraphrasing. It's basically what he said, though. But he was ostracized for saying it, and it never set a precedent, and he was lampooned publicly in the media of the day. It never came into law, not in Britain, not in Ireland, not in America, not in any Western civilized society has there ever been a law that said a man could beat his wife with a stick of any even vaguely measured thickness. So, really, what I should have written on the poster was...
For fuck's sake.
Nothing's changed. You women will still make up shit in order to have a row.
That was a lot of effort for that. But it was good. And I kind of feel like that with... I don't know if you've been on TikTok yet, but... Fuck's sake, there's a lot of men bitching about misandry all of a sudden. Like it's a thing. Like, abuse is abuse. Cool. Don't waffle about misandry when you've actually felt no pain, bro. And talking about, misandry, just the word misandry, it was blatantly made in response to women trying to get the right to vote. Suddenly they hate men. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you look at the origins of the two words, misogyny and misandry, and they're trying to say they're the same thing, they're not the same thing, because one, misogyny means an actual hatred or a belief that you are better, whereas misandry is just like you hate men, which is an obvious statement if men are beating you up. And there's like a couple of centuries gap between the creation of the two words. They're not the same thing. Also, they kind of diminish actual domestic abuse against men, and like physical and mental. And I have suffered at that. So misandry is a waffle. It's just people trying to have something to complain about, I feel. And also masculinity. All these men bitching about being masculine and listening to men tell them, you could be masculine. Dickheads. All I think when I see that is like 1970s man was considered fucking masculine. Do you think he would sit in a pub and listen to any of you bitch boys whine about not being allowed to be masculine? Are you mad? If you think you can't be masculine, it's you, bruv. It's not society, it's you, bruv. You think... Shut up. It's so dumb. Like all these Andrew Tate stands, like, it's so dumb. If a man is telling you how to behave, you're not being manly in that conventional sense. You're being a bitch boy, you're being a fanboy, you're not being manly. A masculine man does his shit, alright? A masculine man don't need to be told how to behave. And a masculine man, in the sense that they're thinking of dominating women, isn't going to listen to the complaints of a woman. So if you don't consider yourself masculine, it's because you fail in your own eyes, not because of anything else.
Anthony, they're under fire now for airing joking comments about raping Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice Will they be the next to go? Is radio cleaning house after the Imus debacle? With me now, New City President Sonia Osorio. She took part in a recent protest calling for radio stations to stop supporting negative language in music and talk radio. And also,
Patrice
our
is gonna
favorite
have
stand-up comic,
no.
Patrice O'Neill. Thank you, sir. Patrice,
Nope.
are O&A next?
I hope not. I wish JV and Elvis didn't lose their job or Imus. It's funny. This is the thing. I don't know her, but I'm assuming that she has nothing to do with funny. So I'm gonna speak as the expert on funny. Funny people should just be left to trying to be funny.
What if they're not funny?
Then you made a mistake. But how many times has how many unfunny rape jokes lead to rape? Like,
I don't know how many jokes about rape there are.
there's a lot. But your world is not funny. Your world is next on the big story. My world is people trying to be funny.
Well, I mean, you think it's okay to try to make jokes about rape?
I'm diabetic. I make fun of that. I'm a victim. I might lose a toe. But I'm trying to make fun of. I'm trying to make fun of anything I think I can make fun of.
Sonia?
You know, what's happening now is the marketplace
Okay.
is deciding what's appropriate or what's not appropriate. I think the nation is just tired. There's a new mood in the nation.
What nation?
The nation. You know what? We're tired of things that
Is
are
this
just
the nation, this paper, and you?
hurtful
I'm not the nation. I'm just speaking for me and funny. You're speaking for the nation, or you're speaking for...
Yeah, you know why? Because I remember 6 years ago doing something against Anthony Openy because they were just so outrageous, and their violent images that they put out to women was just uncalled for. And now, I think people...
You think they were trying to be funny?
I think now people in this country...
Do you think they were trying to be funny?
...are tired. You know what? I don't care if they were trying to be funny.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you
Why are
something,
you
Patrice.
in that business?
I've been to your show once, and it wasn't very funny being a woman.
It was
in your
hilarious.
Show, when you talked about...
That's why she doesn't like me. I was in the paper with her, and the joke is hilarious, called The Angry Pirate. And the lady who wrote it in her outrage didn't even know what it meant, and anybody who read it laughed, because they know what funny... You're not living in the context of funny, you're living in the context of fire.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at
I was asked this evening not to be patronising or sexist. I thought, fair enough, let's face it, birds can't take it. You're not offended, are you? Of course not, you're thinking about shoes. Don't worry, that's postmodern misogyny. That joke is in fact steeped in irony. So don't you worry your pretty little head about it, love. I've got a theory as to why women buy so many shoes. It's because they spend so much time on their feet, walking around the shops, buying shoes. My girlfriend's a very deep sleeper. You can't wake her up, which has got its advantages. She's going to be thrilled when I tell her she's pregnant. I've got a friend that didn't believe in sex before marriage, so I showed him some photos. I said, well, she can't be married to all four of them. A couple of weeks ago, I failed to perform sexually. I'm not going to go into details. Suffice it to say, I arrived early. And my girlfriend said, don't worry, that happens to a lot of guys. I said, right, I'll stop you there. A couple of things. Firstly, who are these a lot of guys? And secondly, if it's happening to more than one of us, don't you think it could be your fault? Our reaction as a society to Britney Spears, especially men's reaction to Britney Spears, I think tells us a lot. Because Britney Spears is the kind of woman that men see on television and say, well, she's let herself go. What is she, a size 12? What a state. But if we fucked her, we'd be high-fiving strangers on the night bus. Ladies, if you get a burning sensation when you pee, it could be one of three things. Could be cystitis, could be a bushfire, Or it could be someone's talking about you, the JJ. So I'm telling these jokes. It sounds like I'm misogynistic, but I'm not. I'm actually quite a modern man. I've got no problem buying tampons, but apparently they're not a proper present.